against them. Also, he's playing with the Chen. How hard can it be to make that movement fast enough?
And I think the worst thing was actually he made a rotation bot lane with an invis rune into a lane that had a Riki, so naturally you already have sentries there to enable your Riki. So he's trying to gank. Yeah, it just wasn't.
It was difficult.
The fluidity of his moves just wasn't there. But
now, I have to say that Disruptor played out of his mind.
Yes.
After that pretty bad game 1, in the second game he rotates mid, secures the kill on the Tiny, secures the kill on the support that was trying to kill, I think it was Grimstroke trying to kill SF there. Very much better performance, like a different team completely in that game 2.
I like the response, I think, for FlyToMoon right now. You have Grimstroke and Beastmaster, both heroes that like playing against the Pangolier. I think you kind of maybe force the Pangolier into a support role, because if it is a core, it's always going to have like hurdles to get over in the game that you just don't really want to overcome.
You have Soulbind that you have to worry about. You also are worrying about Roar coming from the Beastmaster.
And now I think as soon as you have that one mechanism of push or objective, it unlocks your draft to then beat Brawl. I think that's like the nice way of looking at it. And Pangolier, it does really well against trying to be a D push, but if you force it into a support role, it doesn't actually have that mechanism of D push. So now NaVi, they might have gone, okay, cool, we picked Pangolier, we're now covered from one aspect, but now they see these heroes, they're like, okay, we have to pick another hero to also deal with it. So maybe...
Do you really even consider relegating Pango to a 4? I hate that. I would hate to see that, even with these counters. It
depends on the idea of where NaVi take the rest of their draft. I think I've seen so many teams where they run the Pangolier in off lane. It doesn't have a strong lane because it's a weak laner. It then gets worked. The carrier's a free game. We look at FlyToMoon, V-Tune. He has a good lane. He can control the game. And I think you just don't want... I'm not a fan of Pangolier core unless it is able to play a strong lane.
I'm also not a fan of Pango core into V-Tune because you want to pressure their carry as much as possible. But then again, I don't see Slayer or Ilias having the best time on that Pango.
That is pretty true, actually.
If you have the Pango position 4, then you're definitely not going to pressure the safe lane carry.
Well, that's where Pangolier is just kind of a void right in your draft. Unless you have a really good mindset of playing with Pangolier, I think it does put you into a difficult position of winning that side.
So overall, we're thinking FlyToMoon definitely won the first 2.
Correct, yes.
Cornering NaVi early on. But we weren't too confident what they had to offer last time around, and still they managed to pull it out the bag in the draft. So,
I mean, it was FlyToMoon, I believe. Who played the Beastmaster the first game? It was Pasha, right? Okay, so it was NaVi that played the Beastmaster, and it really didn't look that great.
No.
His laning stage,
he was against a Slug, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Beast really does too much in that lane. It can be annoying if you have the right support duo, but...
Overall in the game, however, right, it didn't really feel that great.
Oh, it doesn't do anything in the game either.
Even versus the Silencer, they were never really getting close enough to use that Roar.
Beast is a hero that moves forward. If he moves backwards, you then feel very lost in the game.
Alright, we have the Pango and the Witch Doctor for NaVi thinking about this.
They're using a lot of reserve time.
A lot of time for
only 40 seconds left.
So they're agreeing with you guys that they are in a bit of a tricky spot to find their way out of it.
I think they're umming and ahhing over the idea of where this, where the Pangolier is going, or
what do we do now?
You have the
Razor ban.
But this will be the telltale sign, I believe. Unless they pick up a carry that can lane against the Beastmaster to hide the Pangolier role for one more pick. So heroes against Beastmaster. Okay, they just go Ribbit. Okay,
so it is your offlane Pango for sure.
Maybe even mid, maybe? I don't know if Magical plays it. I honestly can't remember, but...
Most of these CIS midders do play it.
Okay.
Not very often though, but I still don't like it. If you were just thinking about relegating it to position 4, let's not promote it to position 2 instead.
But the promotion, at least, even though the meme of it is like, it allows for you to... You have a decent time, you get those early items, you then mitigate the fact that you give away a free lane because you're playing mid, it's all about early CS. That's fine, and then you make strong rotations. So maybe the promotion actually is that enabling factor that makes the Pangolier look nicer in the draft if they pick good, strong side lanes, and he doesn't get worked mid by some Quap or something.
Very nice point of view.
But
No, I agree with it. It definitely can work because there's a bunch of heroes in this game that if you give them that promotion, if you let them have the farm priority, and if they get those levels earlier, they feel like different heroes and they can play even versus their counters. In this kind of a game, though, it's you know that Grimstroke is going to get his level 6 no matter what you do, and he will be able to soulbind you no matter what you do, right? So it's very difficult to preach for that position to Pango.
Another thing that I don't think we actually mentioned is the fact that we have Witch Doctor against Beastmaster. In terms of lane, you're always going to have a decent enough time with the Coconut. And in the game as well, if you get the cask onto the Necros, they're going to be stunned for a substantially long time,
right?
A decent time.
From FlyToMoon.
Yeah, that is...
get quite a lot.
That's the biggest indicator here. I think.
And they picked that Wisp into a Witch Doctor as well, which isn't really the greatest play overall. Witch Doctor was considered one of those, like when you're thinking about position 5, what to pick versus Wisp, you're thinking about those Wyverns, Witch Doctors, Banes, you know, these heroes that can deal with the Wisp and his compatriot.
Yeah. I think the best thing that FlyToMoon are doing right now is they've shown such a precedence to having Slark in their draft that they pick the IO, you think Slark. So now, okay, they go PL. Surely if I'm them, I could just go for a Gyro here. You don't have to go for Slark. Slark against PL is not fun. You now go Gyro, and you just own the game.
The only question is he a good Gyro player? Does he feel comfortable on it? I think if you're a position 1, you have to be a good Gyro, so Gyro definitely does look alright.
Okay, so quick hot take on Gyro players. You farm your lane, and you get a free lane because you have an IO, and then in a team fight, you press one button.
It's not necessarily...
Symbolized. There we go.
I get what he means, though. It is... you need to feel the combo, because playing with IO, it's all about how you play with your support player. Normally in a game of Dota, you can be independent, you do your own thing. And let's say Slark, for him playing Slark, he's very confident on Slark, so the IO is just an enabling factor. With Gyro, you need to be... I guess it's a little less gusto, you farm a bit more, you sit back a little bit more, you have a strong lane, but you have to be in sync with your team. And
they go with Gyro. They go with the easy combo. Gyro recently has been on has been riding a high, right? Like Gyro has had some pretty good success.
Yeah, we've seen a lot recently.
With OG pulling it out in some crucial games as well. They have the combos with the IO Gyro as well. You have this Beastmaster that will be setting up ganks with the Roar. That's an easier locate into that. You have heroes that are pretty much capable of slowing down the game until you come online. Right now what they need is a very good playmaker on their mid lane. Your Gyro is the win condition. Get something that's going to be able to play with Grimstroke and the Beastmaster so that the Gyro reaches that win condition.
Yeah. The other thing as well, Beastmaster, you just have the vision advantage as well with the Hawk the entire time, so it's just really powerful. NaVi, it's the whole... When I see a PL and I see a hero that already counters the PL at early stages of the game, it's hard to see them really sit in the draft, especially when you have 3 heroes that no one wants to stand in the front of the fight, and your PL is always going to be farming up. When he gets an early defusal, that timing is normally his strongest timing. He goes for a fight, and then from that, owns the map to some degree, sits back, farm Manta. Issue here, the defusal timing isn't his strongest timing. He needs to have Manta defusal at least, but still, you have a Gyro, so now you need that +1 item. I think NaVi, they need a hero that can sit in the front, tank a little bit of damage, buy a little bit of space, have that skirmish type mentality, and then bridge the gap that your PL needs to farm a lot. FlyToMoon should be able to capitalize on this, and if they pick any aggressive hero that can just create that formation, I think this game... Yeah, right. TA would have been a very solid hero for the idea of once you get... Maybe if you start Blink and you start running,
if there's a team that understands this whole idea about having a win condition PL and then playing the playmaker on the mid lane, it's FlyToMoon. It's always wanna fly. It's literally what they did 9 out of 10 games. They played a bit of Gyro here and there as well. Looking forward to seeing some, perhaps even a silencer here for them. They don't have the last pick though. It's doable. Perhaps doesn't give you that brawling type of hero that's able to play with the Grimstroke and Beastmaster early on though.
They could also just go for a casual pick, right? They could just go for the casual Shadow Fiend or something to give them another way of pushing forward. He goes for the early BKB.
Whatever they pick, I wish it's that they really think about Storm Spirit as a possibility for NaVi. I think it's one of those heroes that really can get on top of the Wisp, on top of the Grimstroke. As Beastmaster, it's not really the easiest catch. Okay, Necro.
Okay, Necro is the hero that I will push forward. My concern is NaVi, they need a hero that doesn't want to hit early creeps. He needs to play off levels and play off the fact that this FlyToMoon lineup will be able to collapse early on, and once they collapse, they will happily continue running it.
Won't they just get SF here once again? It's not banned, right?
What would be the choice they need to go for, Navi, to be the winners of this draft, come out on top?
They need some mixed damage once again. They need a hero that will be able to fight early on. Okay, or you just go completely the other direction.
We get these curveballs, lads.
Different. I mean, a curveball is always nice.
Yeah,
Not really the biggest fan, but Klinks has been buffed up a little bit.
So NaVi are going to basically implement the philosophy or the playstyle that they need to transition from laning phase and continue that fight and run at you. If you don't allow the Io Gyro to maybe take that early lead in laning phase, then it's going to be very scary. This Klink's always running around, getting that early pick off, you have numbers advantage.
Whenever you're playing a Wisp, you don't want to be playing versus these assassinate type heroes that can reach the backlines easily, such as the Klinks, but overall
it's rough.
It's rough. I don't think they addressed this Necro pick at all with the Klinks pickup.
No, exactly that. Like in lane, you might have Klink. So Necros normally don't really want to get their Ghost Shroud early on. So it's a mid Necro. He's going to be punished a little bit from the burning spears, but all you do is just put a value point in it. You're never going to die. I think the farm, it'll be even. Klinks might be able to make some early moves, but I still feel that FlyToMoon, their draft's well too rounded. Their ability to take a fight is very strong. And NaVi, they're going to be, their timings are all wrong. You know, the PL defusal isn't a strong timing.
This draft pretty much reminds me of FlyToMoon's silencer drafts, right? You have this curveball and you don't really know how it's going to go. Silencer sometimes just surprises you and he dominates the game. So maybe Klinks can do the same for NaVi this time around.
Yeah, maybe they've got a game plan with it, right? There's got to be a reason for it all. But what would be the optimal, because you didn't get to finish the point you were making, what would have been the better choice in this scenario?
Instead of the Klinks?
Yeah, instead of NaVi's last pick. Because you had the information to play off, you knew what you could try and done with it.
That last game, I think that's a possible option for them. I've talked about the Storm Spirit before. I think it gives them the damage and it's completely in the comfort zone of Magical. He loves that hero, plays it quite often, quite a lot. It gives you that hero that can deal with the Grimstroke and Wisp very easily early on. It gives you a second hero to play next to that PL, so the PL isn't the complete win condition. But the dynamic of the team perhaps isn't as great as with the SF.
Yeah, I feel like they just needed maybe any hero that could buy an early BKB and not feel uncomfortable buying it, because then at least it allows for your Pangolier to have some initiation factor, because you have the hero BKB up front, Pangolier coming from the side, now Rubik and Witchshot to get to throw their spells out. The issue is simply this. You could also have maybe gone for, obviously, DK, the Mars, the Embers, these are all banned, these would have completed their draft, and you can't really pick Kunkka. Would have been Kunkka.
Look,
finish that draft.
NaVi, they have a coach that we together don't have his IQ, right? Mag, considered the highest IQ coach
he is,
in
isn't he?
Dota,
Yeah.
so if he said
smart boy.
is good, obviously smarter than us.
Yeah,
Obviously. So maybe there's
does the
something
bow tie
behind
give us more credit? Or
yeah, the bow tie
Yeah, we
plus
dressed
10.
up for it.
is he wearing a bow tie drafting? I hope so.
He sat there, he's got his pens in his pocket, calculator in hand, ready for it
The thing
all.
is, there's so much vision on the map as well nowadays. You always set up these sentries, set up the perimeter. You
It's hard to
push
get
around
punished by
it.
invis.
Yeah, you're gonna get the Necros on the Beastmaster as well.
Yeah,
There's
exactly
so many
true.
things that work well against the Klinks.
Do you think for NaVi, the Pango pick at the beginning was the wrong choice to really set this off?
I think maybe I'm a little bit too harsh on Pango picks, because I think, for example, OG, they're a team that is able to excel if they pick the Pango early, for example. I feel other teams maybe don't have that flexibility in the pick. Therefore, it kind of does maybe corner them.
It's not maybe because of the Pango itself, but because of the heroes that FlyToMoon like to draft and the heroes that have been banned.
Yeah.
Beastmaster is in the pool, not banned out. Grimstroke not banned out. You're picking Pango, they're instantly first doing those because it's their full comfort zone, and also they are heroes that deal well with the Pango. It's a good flex pick, it's a good first pick, but perhaps not in this scenario.
And FlyToMoon got Grimstroke every single game. All three of them, comfortable, puts them in their happy place.
I guess maybe, now we've got some more time to think about it, I guess NaVi does have that very strong timing where I spoke about PL Diffusal not being that good. But if you've got the Klinks who's already running in first, he's being that kind of, he drops his ult down, they focus to Klinks.
It does nothing, the ulti, but that ulti is so bad, man.
I know, man.
It gives vision.
It's the core
It
Klinks.
gives vision.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the last time I think we saw a Klinks game, it was Kuroki playing it for Nigma, and
It was
the
great back then, though.
Yeah, back in my day.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. So Klinks maybe gets that early level 12 because he had a good laning phase, right? So think about the fight. Think about the timing that they have. 15-20 minutes, Klinks starts the fight. He's able to maybe pick off a support, sorry. And then the PL comes in. The Gyro can't cleanly jump onto the PL, and then you have a very sloppy fight, but it's recovered from the Pangolier having the Rolling Thunder over the top of it.
I think what you just said completely describes this Navi's draft. It's very sloppy. Their team fights are all over the place.
But
they don't have like this one stable.
But isn't that what Dota is nowadays? Think about the fights. You get to the 4K mark, you run at them, you buy back, you run at them, you fight, you're sloppy.
So as long as they get the 4K mark, that's what you're saying.
As long as they get a decisive timing in which they all can buy one item and fight relentlessly, maybe. But it's so hard.
Again.
I'm really clutching here,
Yeah, you really are,
I think
right? So,
FlyToMoon
you know what, to
this.
save you the embarrassment, let's bring Lyrical and Lacoste into this. The game is ready. And you guys, you've had some time to look at this and think about it. Well, what do you make of it? Is this a FlyToMoon victory coming their way, or has NaVi got some hope?
Oh, I'm digging it. Dude, Necrophos, I'm all about that life. By the way, just want to say I love listening to other people that have to fill, and it's not me when it's a pausing game. So shout out to y'all. That was great. Wonderfully done. Lacoste, what do you think, man? FlyToMoon, they doing it? Yeah? Easy?
I assume so. I don't know what this Klinks pick is about, to be honest. Like, I was expecting some kind of magical damage, someone that can build into, like, Spirit Vessel against Io and Necro. Any kind of magical burst. Amber was banned out, sadly, but I definitely expected something else. Like, you can't flash farm with this hero. You come online, like, okay-ish. They have good team fight with Pangolier rolling, protecting the Burning Army, even though that, that ulti doesn't feel the greatest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just did not see Klinks mid in a very, very long time. I don't even remember seeing Klinks. I don't know if it was even meta ever.
I was just tabbed out real quickly to see what heroes were near Klinks in case it was a misclick. But no, it doesn't look like there's any other ones that would make more sense either. But I'm curious, right? I was thinking, okay, maybe he's going to try and go for like an early nullifier or something to try and play against the Necrophos, and then he could try and burst through people or something like that. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe this is something that Magical just knows about. It's a way to try and bully back this dude.
Well, maybe I did not read the patch correctly. Maybe Searing Arrows have the spell, which they don't. But he received a lot of buffs. Like, that pack no longer has neutral level requirement, and Searing Chains, Searing Arrows, sorry, level 1 is extra 30 damage. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like having Demon Edge for free.
That's pretty cool. That's 2,000 gold right there. He's up right now, 2,000 gold on him. That's wonderful. Actually, he doesn't have it skilled yet, so it doesn't work like that. General up top playing on the Beastmaster this time, taking axes level 1. Ever since that change up where they become magical damage, it's started to be seen a little bit more often. That's cool.
And he's playing against Witch Doctor in the lane, so you do not want to get it straight away. Like, you get the Boar, easy cask.
Yeah. Very nicely done there to, be able to keep the pressure on. In the meantime, down bottom, like the panel was talking about, Pasha playing on this Pangolier, it's not going to be particularly easy to try and bully back VTune. And has been proven time and again, when this guy gets a free lane, it's real scary. Overcharge right there. Some extra damage coming out. And so far, he's doing fine and dandy.
Like, right now, you do not want to control the lane anymore. You want to push it out, and then you pull it. And you have the creep wave advantage, and then you can harass more. So it feels like whoever is just pushing the lane is doing better in the laning stage. Mid lane.
Oh my god. That was a pucker moment right there. Iceberg had to back away. But you can see playing it right on the edge of okay. And this feels like it might be part of the reason why they chose this laning dynamic is, Iceberg, he's not just able to freely walk up and, get CS. Every time he moves in for that one, he's going to get punished a little bit. Although that being said, Iceberg, he's going to get some good damage out on the magical here.
It's really annoying to play against Clinks early on. The harassment, like, he does not care about creep aggro. But once you get the levels on Necro, get a point in Ghost Shroud, look at it. Like, well, what are you gonna do? Necro just runs at you. Also, once he gets level 6, let's see.
Step
Ghost
back.
Shroud.
Chase.
All Iceberg, man. He used Ghost Shroud after he popped the Death Pulse and Fairy Fire. So no amplification on that region.
Yeah, not great. He does have his courier coming out to him now, but it's going to be a little bit. And it looks like Magical already has a salve. So, yeah, this is maybe going to be a little bit more bullying going on in a second here. Still no kills in this game. And if you see across the board, the main loser so far has mainly been the Pango, who only has 6 CS and is trying to pull waves back behind the tower now.
Io can't really contest this kind of a pull. Usually you're like standard position 5 with any kind of a slow stun. So he's just gonna be tethered to Gyro. All right, I'm liking this. Slayer going straight into Urn. 3 tangos. They definitely need Spirit Vessel. Like, also new Spirit Vessel aura feels so good.
That's crazy. 4-minute Urn on Rubik.
With 0 charges, insane.
I mean, you know. Do you think that Urn should get a special passive ability that you get, like Spirit Vessel does? Just as, like, passively does damage?
I mean, you can add it and then remove it because it would be too overpowered.
Okay, I like that idea. He does need to be careful, though, because that Urn, while it's nice, does not give him a whole lot of movement speed, and that's something that Gyrocopter and Io have in spades. Overcharge, Rocket Barrage,
Earn
Slayer.
them.
Deuces. He's done.
Well, your
They aren't
Pango
that kill.
pulled the lane back, which means that you need to be more careful. There's no kind of a save, no disarm, no slow coming out.
Yeah, he's going to just naturally have a tough time of that one. In the meantime, Rubik decides to head up top. He says, okay, Pango, you get this lane, you get the experience for yourself. We're going to try and make something happen. And a little bit late, though, to the party. And the lift pulls back onto a low head and CP out. Does he get Urn Charge? Yes. Slayer makes it happen for himself.
Mid lane, Iceberg forced to use a Ghost Shroud. And he needs to run back to base.
So is still looking even on the CS charts, but Iceberg falling a little bit behind in the levels and being forced out of lane is going to be kind of annoying for him as well. All right. Pasha down bottom. Still just trying to make a life for himself, and always want to fly is keeping the pressure on. Can tether himself to the range creep, keep some extra right clicks there onto Pasha. Well, he tries to pull the wave back.
He can do right now.
Uh-oh. Slayer shows up. Urn onto him. Pull back, right clicks. But he jumps away and will make it to V-Tune and stay alive. But the courier going down, that one kind of hurts.
I want to see what kind of a build Clinks is going to go for. Like, do you rush Deso? Also, this hero needs any kind of, like, protection. But he is tanky with Death Pact and has a zoning tool, Burning Army. I don't know, I just love that new ability, but Clinks was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, people aren't feeling like it's the talk of the town right now, which is, you know, a little surprising possibly. Magical here, like you said, still hanging on to that Death Pack. Can pop it if he thinks that Iceberg is going to get aggro on him. Again, the big thing to watch for in this game is going to be Gyrocopter's farm. So far, it looks like he has a free lane. And up top, Beastmaster also having a nice time. Seven minutes. Do you think that if he's able to get like a decent start to this, that he has the tools to deal with Crystallize if PL gets super duper farmed?
If you think about like Gyro, okay, he has a built-in always on a fly, will go down on the bottom lane, Urn. Yeah, we'll take him. Like Gyrocopter, he deals well with the illusions. You have Flak Cannon, but like once Phantom Lancer gets on top of you and Magical is getting double kill, can't finish my sentence. That back damage also, that's an extra 10 already.
Holy crap. Okay. That's great for him.
So it's like having a divine rapier already. Maybe not
What?
divine rapier, but the second relic. I'm over exaggerating. Like 10 extra damage, searing arrows. But what I wanted to say that Gyro in general, like on paper, is okay against the illusions. But if Phantom Lancer is ahead, you really can't stand and fight against them.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the issues, definitely. And well, General, I thought he was going to get gone on again up top there, but there's no real chance for a kill unless Clinks rotate. Speaking of Clinks rotating, does already have that Blightstone ready, does not have the Burning Army.
How many shots? I say 5.
Look, oh god. Well, VTune, he'll back up, trying to live, not going to be enough. Turns onto the other side, Slayer will go down.
Exactly 5. I was talking about Wisp. Plus 20 damage already.
Dude, what the hell? How is this a thing? What?
I mean, you get 5 damage.
Yeah.
Only level 1 death pact. It's just this armor that scales in the health gain.
That's pretty insane. Well, the DD makes it work. Ilias taking down Aloha Dance and 2-7 in these early goings. NaVi off the back of this Clinks that's just making some really solid rotation. All right, Ilias might be dead though. He does have the coconut, gets thrown out there, bounce between the boars. Slayer shows up. Reaper's Scythe comes out, throwing General up to take a little break on this cliff.
Push me, push me.
Just got beat down. Didn't want to get that one broken by anybody, but Magical now could be trying to set up for General again, who does have a ward back behind him. Roar lands, Burning Army down. General trying to run, and he will be able to make his escape.
Maybe it's a new thing. I'm just thinking about Clanks, man. He's been making so many rotations already. How's his net worth? On top of net worth.
Precious bounty.
Yeah, and not really that much farming at all. Like, oh god, he found General again.
He's baiting. He's baiting.
Oh, takes the bounty route afterwards. Also Magical. Are you kidding me? Turns now into Aloha Dance. This guy trying to run away. Can he escape? Magical chase. One more punch from downtown. Kobe. Magical gets him. Now turning on to Iceberg. Has to go into the Ghost Shroud, trying to run away, and he will be able to escape both of them. Unreal. Oh, relocate. Always want to fly. Not going to be able to get there in time. Slayer trying to run away. And he will eventually get hit by this rocket, but Gyrocopter does not want to fully chase that one.
Apparently, you don't need to go for any items. You just get power treads, 2 raid bands, and you're ready to go. He's been involved in 6 out of 10 kills already, plus 30 damage. This is insane.
Yeah, and Ilias caught VTune on the way back. The relocate right into the Witch Doctor ultimate for the kill. So, my god, a 2,000 gold lead. And I think he still has the same number. Yeah, he's still just got 50 CS. He's just been killing heroes.
This tower is gonna fall.
Yeah. It happens so fast. All right. Clinks mid. It's coming back to your pubs if it ever left. And it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. What's the downside to this? Like, what are they missing by running this Clinks? Because it feels like it's
nothing.
all good, right?
I mean, he is the one hero that can build into Nullifier, even though I feel like the new Nullifier is much worse, since it's not a mute anymore, just a constant dispel. Aloha Dance.
Oh my god. Trying to run away. The Searing Arrows needs a couple more hits, but it's not going to be there. Yeah, the 30 damage is, it's stacking up. Stacking. 12 minutes, 3,000 gold lead. Clink rotates in yet again, finds them all.
Is he going for it? I don't think he can just go and straight up kill Io. Io 1000 HP with the shovel.
He might be able to kill Iceberg though. He spots him here, or at least force out the Ghost Shroud. Like, he's literally just running around the map going wherever the hell he wants. Like, what the hell?
485 move speed. No one wants to TP top.
All right.
I believe he did not get a single CS in the last, like, 5 minutes. He hit the tower, and he's been hitting heroes.
Magical is such a freaking monster right now, and he's gonna have that Deso before too long. 3 to 10, General, roar up soonish. Gyrocopter is getting towards his Aghanim Scepter, but you can see that NaVi are just playing very much. I guess they've sort of slowed it down a little bit now. It feels like they're waiting for that next round of items before Magical wants to go again. But underneath this Hawk, they'll at least have eyes on the Clinks, and that makes them feel a little bit more safe in this world.
I believe Magical bought like 6 or 7 clarities already. You need some kind of a mana item, or you need to stand in the river with Ocean Heart.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe just some mana boots.
Stand in the river, there it is. And also, once he gets that Deso, they can easily go for Roche. Sentry Ward. Always want to fly, sees him.
Yeah, they know. They recognize that was a dangerous spot to be in. So the wraparound is coming. FlyToMoon. They have an idea that NaVi is here, but they're walking uphill into No Vision General. The first one to walk forward finds Magical, gets that stun off. But meanwhile, the Pango ulti not doing anything. It's keeping him in place. Reaper's Sight comes through onto 2 Pasha. Trying to walk away from him. The missile lands, gets the kill. And just like that, FlyToMoon feel like they're back in it.
They just hit the wall once they group up as 5. Necro with the mech. Like, even when you get the Spirit Vessel, Necro will have Guardian Greaves, so that's going to be one way to dispel it. Phantom Lancer went for Hood as the first item. There's a ton of magical damage on FlyToMoon, so that's kind of justified.
Well, in the meantime, as we are looking kind of around the map, it feels like NaVi, the plus side of having this Clinks is that he can just kind of keep going. Yeah, you sort of want to play around Burning Army, but I mean, he does enough damage with just the Searing Arrows. His V-Tuner always want to fly, going to TP away. It looks like with that, NaVi will take over probably this entire side of the map here.
He's just going to backdoor the tower, no backdoor protection. Then it's going to get him closer to Deso. And once they get that, like Beastmaster with the Inner Beast lifesteal from Pango's Lads, they could easily take it.
Yeah.
Wait, Beastmaster's on the enemy side. Never mind.
I thought you were talking about...
No, I'm talking about the Navi's lineup. Mid lane.
Fair enough. They got him.
Bouncy.
They're in a hell of a lot of trouble. And that is just going to be Iceberg dead. The leash onto both, the silence afterwards, the follow-up doesn't look like it's going to be enough to take down any, but except for that Witch Doctor. In fact, if V-Tunen always want to fly are careful, with Magical showing up, they've got that Burning Army. Relocate pulls them out in time. Aloha Dance, chase. They do have that hoof stomp, lands onto the real PL, so Aloha Dance still able to make a little bit of an escape, but now one more punch, and that stops the escape. Crystallize starting to come online, so it's not just the Clinks now, it's also the PL.
Yeah, this is your PL with just a Hood showing into a fight. He understands that he is strong, deals a lot of physical damage, and does not need to care about dying.
Yeah.
So full Deso completed on Clinks. Essence Ring as well. Man, this Clinks is gonna have like a ton of HP. He needs some kind of a mana regen item.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Oh, that's what. Yeah, that's why he's got that queued up. Definitely. I mean, the mana regen from Essence Ring feels like it's really good as long as that clarity just keeps working the whole time. Is Aquila better? Oh, that's on the Rubik. Never mind. So doesn't matter regardless. I will say that if there's one thing that's sort of problematic with Navi's draft, it's what you talked about at the beginning of the game, that we both thought they were going to be going for more of a magic damage dealer. Clinks is all physical. Phantom Lancer pretty much all physical. Pango's got that, sort of mix, but he's a lot of physical damage as well with the swashbuckle. Like, is that concerning to you at all?
At one point, Necro is just gonna become a beast, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's such a hard hero to play into. Also, he gets Nether Shawl, so spell damage, magical resistance. Sitting at, 43? It's not like they have too much magic spells, but still one of the better items you can get.
Okay. Well, 3-person smoke up now. FlyToMoon. Want to see if they can catch somebody down bottom. Slayer's already out here. He has a Spirit Vessel in about 150 gold.
Guardian Greaves already completed, so you can dispel that. But still an item that you need to get there to put it on IO, on the carry pre-BKB, or after he uses it.
Good jump away there, but they do manage to leash, and this is not the real PL. But they will find and kill off that Witch Doctor. Still living for the moment. They have the secondary jump in if they want with the roar available. Iceberg getting chain stun down here. Walks away, regen rune, not going to keep him alive, but Io in the area, that's a lot of regen, and now the gyrocopter shows up, the big old blast coming out onto both. Pasha kind of in no man's land as the roar finally going to land onto this PL. He is going to drop. Big ulti coming out from the Witch Doctor is not enough to turn the tides of this fight, and with Clinks also likely to fall here, Essence Ring, not enough to keep him alive. FlyToMoon come back in a big way.
This is what they needed. Like, Necro gets a kill, ton of regen for the next couple of seconds. They try to focus him down. Io in the last second. It's very hard. This is what I talked about. No magical damage burst. This is why Necro could do so much in this fight. And now he gets another set of items, like in the next few minutes, which is going to be either like a Yule Scepter to keep himself alive, reset the cooldowns for Ghost Shroud, or have a Lotus Orb, which is another Dispel.
Yeah. Well, and I think that, you know, the panel was rightly pointing out that, okay, this lineup, it doesn't necessarily deal with FlyToMoon's draft well once you get to this mid game. I think we all underestimated how much the Clinks could do early on, but now we are starting to see some of those issues with the NaVi draft. And the question is kind of going to become, well, can this net worth lead that they had built up propel them into winning some more fights going forward? And now trying to play around the cooldowns. We'll have to wait and see. Relocate. By the Rubik.
Okay.
Slayer has that one stolen for a little bit longer still. Just gonna cut the wave. I was like, I don't see the relocate icon on IO. What the hell?
Also, they have very nice spells to throw inside a Grimstroke ulti. Double Roar, double Reaper Sight. It's always gonna be a threat. Even double Rocket, just for, you know, extra stun on the second target.
Oh, can you imagine though? Level 25, double, triple rocket. Oh, sounds amazing. You don't seem as excited about that as I am.
Nah, I mean, you get what, like 6 rockets? It's a lot.
That's so much damage. How much damage is that? Well, I guess it depends, but it's a lot of damage. Smoke up, magical. Going to be the one leading the charge here. We've seen FlyToMoon be pretty good about keeping these sentry wards down across the map. But it does not look like the smoke is even going to connect at the beginning as they're heading over towards Crystallize to meet up with their PL. But nobody from FlyToMoon is there.
There's still a Roche play for NaVi. It's hard since you're playing against the Beastmaster, so Hawk is always going to be around the Roche pit at this time. Mm-hmm. But if they take a good fight, like just 1 or 2 heroes, they could easily switch back to Roche. They have the lifesteal from Pango's lads, and he is going for that Dispel on Clinks, at least so far. That's what he has queued up. Oh, this might take a while. I don't think they have enough damage on FlyToMoon.
Yeah, they do have that medallion, but Beastmaster, not sure if it's quite going to be there. Pasha thinking about rolling in with that Rolling Thunder. He has a Blink Dagger afterwards. Doesn't break the Blink Dagger. Only hitting right now onto the Gyrocopter. That's still pretty good. Aloha Dance in trouble as Magical is running him down. And NaVi in a great position to take this fight. If they can make it work, the buyback comes to the Beastmaster. It's not going to be there nearly enough. Always Wanna Fly is going to die. And NaVi are going to take Roche themselves. Just snatch that one away from him.
They are very limited on the damage. I'm surprised that they decided to go for it. Like, who's your damage dealing? You have Inner Beast, you have Medallion, plus Helm of the Dominator, but the only one who actually deals right-click damage is Gyro.
General, gotta be careful there, buddy. Chase down. Oh, he actually broke his Phantom Rush. That would have been a kill if he could have gotten that Diffusal Blade on him. but no such luck. And now NaVi, after taking Roche up 5,000 gold and going to be able to take down this tier 2 tower so quickly.
I just love the itemization from Crystallize this game. Gets a hood, joins a couple of fights even before Diffusal Blades, which Phantom Lancers don't do. Then gets a Diffusal Blade, of course, and he's going for Scotty. Like, new Scotty, 35% less regen and lifesteal against Necro IO. It's going to be insane. Like, I feel like Scotty's just busted this patch.
Yeah, it's so nice. And then on top of that, too, you know, the attack speed, slow for the gyrocopter, right? I mean, that's going to mess this hero up. He's already got Rapier queued up. He might need to move it forward a couple of spaces in his quick buy. We'll see what ends up happening. But Maelstrom, Aghanim Scepter already for VTune. Still one of the top net worth heroes in the game, but just hasn't been able to work out as well for FlyToMoon. That Roche fight was just tragic. But the wraparound coming, maybe. FlyToMoon, they send up front and center Crystallize. And, well, back bottom, Iceberg running into Slayer. The relocate gank works out. They catch him, but now the rest of NaVi shows up. And, I mean, you need to get the heck out of here if you're everybody, actually. V-Tune's going to die. Always want to fly, relocate, pull him out? No. So they just lose the gyrocopter. That's still a big win, though.
It's still a good trade for NaVi. Killing Gyro, slowing him down. He farms so quickly with Aghanim Scepter and Maelstrom. And it should be a free tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. So they need to get out, try to outpush the other lanes. Necro's actually considering going for Radiance. Doesn't have anything queued up at the moment. It's the item that you would love to get against the Phantom Lancer, but it might be like too late considering how fast Navi's playing right now.
He needs more time.
Yeah, Navi's too fast.
He's still going for it, though. Iceberg is just saying, we can't win this fight otherwise. We can't win late game if we don't have it. And they are definitely not going to be taking towers right now on the side of FlyToMoon. Unless it's General doing some push things around the top side of the map. Another DD for Clinks. Dude. Oh, God. You guys got to run. Got to hide. Clinks is coming for you. And they are going to be able to back out. But it's just, again, asserting dominance all across the map. NaVi are the ones in control right here.
Age is still up and running for next 2 minutes. It's not like Phantom Lancer is gonna die anyway. Getting closer to Scotty, just 700 gold off.
Yeah. Well, you said with that minute and a half left, it does kind of make me wonder if NaVi are even going to try and pressure for any type of push for high ground, since the Aegis is probably going to be gone around the time when they would want to do it. I'll have to wait and see. Necro, again. He's getting close to that relic, wants to farm out this wave. There is still Crystallize and Pasha nearby, so he's got to be a little bit careful. Brings out the relic. Oh, guts it to him just barely. Courier goes down afterwards. Yeah, this is a hard game right here for Always Wanna Fly, but they did manage to pull it a little bit even in that last game. We'll have to see if they can sort of muster that same type of energy from game number 2 and possibly pull it close in this game number 3. So right now it ain't looking great.
Nullifier, 26 minutes in. Has to be one of the fastest nullifiers. Besides TA, TA loves to buy that item, but if she's goes full greed without a BKB if it's not needed, but most of the time it is. Also Mindbreaker for Clinks, they got a really nice set of items. Titan Sliver for Phantom Lancer. Same goes for Gyro.
Yeah, the Titan Sliver is nice. They need that. You can see VTune trying to go for the BKB next. He feels like he just has to get into some more survivability. He needs to be able to live through the burst, because otherwise game is just going to be too tough for them. And we're still only, about 600 gold away from Radiance for Iceberg? I mean, if he gets that, how much does that change the complexion of this game to you?
Miss chance and the overtime damage is always great against the Phantom Lancer. Clinks doesn't have his BKB yet. That's the next item he should get, definitely. But Scotty, Spirit Vessel, these items just cripple Necro. He is so close to Radiance, just the 250 gold off.
god, he's got.
He can't afford to die right now.
And
Just
you
play
look
it
at
safe.
all of these items that you've sort of invested into. There's 2 Ghost Scepters on FlyToMoon. These supports aren't safe anymore. With this Nullifier up, they're just gonna die. So the only option is really to try and kill Magical before it all begins. Jump forward, roar onto him right at the start. Can they burst him in time? It does not look like it. Silence is there. Reaper's Sight, not enough to find the kills. Into the backlines. VTune is there. He's trying to make it work, but it's just not going to happen. Gyro goes down. Always want to fly. Also taking some more right clicks. Gets the relocate pull away. But Iceberg throughout all of this is living. He has his Radiance back in base, but his Courier's dead still. He can't bring it out to him.
There's the Dispel.
No, pull it back in. Is always want to fly. Did he bring his Radiance recipe? No, he didn't. But it doesn't matter. VTune shows back up with the buyback coming from the Gyrocopter. Crystallize tries to get the jump away. That Stroke of Fate just barely off the
Buyback
mark.
from Pango. I don't think you're taking this fight. It's really buyback for nothing.
Yeah, that's
Your
a little.
Beastmaster is half HP. They're gonna reset. Beastmaster is gonna be out. Also, I don't think VTune needed to buy back there. Necro could hold, and now he has that Radiance plus. He's about to hit level 20. Already
Okay.
has that magic resistance, so he doesn't need to get it. Instead, get the Heartstopper region reduction.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I'm feeling though, like you say, that Necro might be able to hold out to some extent, but there is still that problem. Like we haven't really seen that Nullifier be put to good use yet by Magical. I feel like
The
we
big
didn't
buff
do that much.
is you can't dispel it anymore, so there's no point in like getting Lotus Orb.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess you could throw it back onto Clinks himself, which is kind of cool. But Death Pact can't be dispelled. Oh, he actually goes for the magic resistance. Interesting.
Against what? Maledict? Garret Vessel, I guess?
Yeah.
What can he steal? Like, what is a good high burst magic damage? Reaper's Sight? So he needs to save, like, Death Pulse to use straight after Reaper's Sight, so Ruba can't steal it. That's a really nice one if they can get it.
Yeah.
What's his magic resistance at? Like, with just Nether Shawl, he was sitting at, what, 43%? And now with extra 20, with the talent, he's sitting at 54, so that's like 11% increase, which is not that big of a deal. So I still think he should have gone for the left one.
Yeah, it's I guess that he might want to have a different item later on down the lines or something like that, but it does feel like now they're at least able to hold on to their high ground on FlyToMoon. But yeah, still a 10,000 gold lead. That's one of the things that's still so tough about this is they win that fight, they're able to get out on the map, make some stuff happen, but in the end, it doesn't really matter that much.
And if this game goes to like super late game, they can protect the Necro. Like Necro's gonna go insane. Level 25 talent, Heartstopper Aura, and you get Aghanim Scepter. Twice as much damage, and you lower the cooldown on it. It's just a 10-second cooldown with 4.5 second duration. I don't know if you have ever seen it, but like Necro is just a beast.
I mean, how long does Nullifier last though? It lasts for 5
seconds. Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that's going to be the one issue is getting it dispelled with the Aghanims. He needs to not die in that 5-second interval. As FlyToMoon push out the wave yet again. They're smoking up as for Roche has respawned. Relatively quick spawn on this one. Okay. Our FlyToMoon
All
going
right,
to do
let's
what they
go.
did
Try
before.
number 2.
That was a very unfortunate try last time, and it looks like they've learned their lesson a little bit. Though, no, you never know. They could think about it.
They're preparing for it. If NaVi decides to go in, they have a sentry plus ops, also a hawk around it. But NaVi's making a wraparound.
Magical is at least was looking for an opening there. I like how Magical keeps this essence ring in his item slot there, and then can just switch in the Mindbreaker whenever he doesn't need the mana regen.
In a fight, he will switch the Mindbreaker.
Yeah.
That's what you do with the Philosopher's Stone, Shovel. Like, these items are very good at every point of the game.
Right.
Ilias
Courier.
has gem.
Courier is not going to get sniped. Well, maybe it is. Crystallize runs in and finds it, so able to get that one. And FlyToMoon, after pushing in this top tower towards the tier 2, they force back rotation, and now NaVi, if they want to go in, they can go and take Roche. This goes down pretty quickly.
There's no way FlyToMoon contests this one. Hawk just killed. Smoke, let's run in.
This is a little bit crazy.
Keep fighting.
Wait,
keep
what?
hitting it.
He's not hitting it. This is Danger Town. Danger Town running in, trying to get it. Crystallize picks up the Aegis though, and a ton of damage out onto Magical. Not enough.
Oh man,
they lose the gyrocopter. They will bring down Magical with the Reaper's Scythe. Always want to fly, trying to back away, but with Necro dead, with Gyro dead, and maybe General in just a second, that was a huge win for NaVi, and FlyToMoon are going to pay for it.
FlyToMoon, they had a very good opening with Grimstroke using ulti on Pangolier plus a double roar after. But Phantom Lancer, he was just uncontested.
Yeah.
Aegis, full MKB, does not care too much about that mischance anymore.
Iceberg running in yet again. They don't have the Clinks here, so there isn't really an answer for Iceberg, but maybe the answer is just beat his ass, because that's what Crystallize just did. And he does not have a buyback. GG.
All right, this one was a really anticlimactic ending, but
Wow.
good to see Clanks in pro games.